the fact that we're able to do a show with 4 women and be somewhat well received, I think really speaks to the fact that our fan base really supports diversity and supports women in football.
They gotta play us!
All right, WHODEY, and welcome to Tigress Talk. We are the first and the only Bengals show created by women. I am Jess, like our new fancy graphic showed you. I'm Jess, aka WHODEY, and I'm joined by Jerry this week, and Bridget is joining us this week. I'm so excited that Bridget could join us. Natty Talks, love the new intro, ladies. Thank you so much, and thank you so much to everybody who's here already. I think I saw Crypt. I saw Greg is here. Oh, Greg's ready for Luther Vision already. All right, let's just get it out of the way. And that's Luther Vision. All right.
I'm looking insane in
Luther Vision music, but oh, Jerry, that's a nice cup you got there.
Yes, it's, Whitney couldn't be here tonight, but she is here with us.
She's here in spirit. Her spirit is here. That's for sure.
All over my house, because we are still finding eyes on everything.
It's fun when your home goods look at you.
Yeah, they're looking at you.
It's not terrifying at all.
No, not at all. If you missed that on social media, Whitney was house sitting for Jerry, and she put googly eyes on everything in Jerry's home, and we replaced a photo of Jerry and Brian with a photo of Jerry and Sam Hubbard.
I wish you guys could have seen my reaction to that.
I wish I could have also. Honestly, I think it's our life's greatest work coming up with that as a group. It was a group effort, and I don't think anything will ever top that. But anyway, welcome to the show. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. If you are new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, leave us a comment. We appreciate all the interaction with everybody. We had a first preseason game, and that was super exciting. There were so many fans there. I think Greg commented that there were a lot of fans there on Friday night. There absolutely were. It was really cool to see. I made a comment that I think there were more fans at that preseason game than there were some games during the 2019 season. So I was definitely happy to see all the fans out there. And I think the players and the coaches commented on it too. So that was really awesome. Kudos to everybody who showed up to that. It was a great time. We had some concerns afterwards. I know Christina on Twitter posted that she had a lot of things that she wanted to talk about, was really concerned about some things. I know that the QB situation is not, nobody was real blown away by either QB that they saw, unfortunately. When you look at the PFF grades, they barely broke 40, and they rarely attempted throws down the field. And so it was just, I think it's still a work in progress, and, we'll see.
I don't remember being overly impressed with the backup QBs last season either.
No.
I feel like we haven't had a strong backup in a while. Like, we all love Ryan Finley for that Monday night game and what he did.
He'll always be a hero in Cincinnati for that.
Yeah, he's gonna get his own little Ring of Honor space somewhere. Yeah, just
little face smiling on the ground was just made my entire life.
And AJ McCarron was okay, but we haven't been nailing it in the backup QB spot in a while. So it's with a Joe Burrow caliber QB, obviously we want him in 17 games a season. That's not realistic. And so they're going to have to think about, with a passing offense, who's going to be behind it. I thought Jake Browning looked better last preseason than he has this one.
Really?
Well, let's be honest too, because the offensive line really didn't do them any favors either.
Exactly, Jerry. I mean, I feel like it's really hard to even evaluate them in that game based on that alone. So I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence. You know, I think a good question that was posed was, do we need to sign somebody else at backup quarterback? And I don't know, guys can let us know in the chat what you think, but I don't know. I feel like maybe, you know, and you brought up a good point, Bridget, that we haven't really been killing it in the backup QB game, but has anybody? I mean, does anybody's backup QB really blow anybody away? I feel like they're backups for a reason, but I don't know.
The 49ers got really lucky.
They did. I mean, they did. And, you know, it's funny because I have something about that here. Oh, yeah. The 49ers, I mean, when they went into that draft, they were already had questions about Jimmy G. And then they traded a lot. They traded their 12th overall pick, 2 other first rounders, and a third just to move to the number 3 spot to pick Trey Lance. And then Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant, was the one winning games for them at the end. I mean, that was I think a fluke, honestly. Like, did anybody really expect Brock Purdy to go in there and tear it up? I don't think they did. So I don't know. I feel like people are freaking out for no reason in the most respectful way I could say that, because I get it. Nobody likes to see that. But I just feel like, you know, Peyton Manning, his offensive coordinator, Tom Moore, said once in reply to a question that, if 18 goes down, and we don't practice. So it's like, if Joe Burrow's our guy, like, we don't have questions like the 49ers did with Jimmy G. We were never going to draft a quarterback in the first round, not even close, not even on our radar. So it's like, if Joe Burrow's not out there, I'm thinking draft pick. You know what I mean? I'm thinking we'll try again next season, you know, just sort of like the 2020 season, you know? So I feel like it is what it is with backup quarterbacks. I'm not really expecting either one to blow us away. But yeah, Cap really loves Jake Browning, and I love Jake Browning too. I love them both. And Trevor Siemian started for the Broncos. I think a lot of maybe people forgot. I kind of forgot. But in 2016, they went 9-7. He started 14 of those games. And in 2017, he started 11 games, and they went 5-11 in those games. I think they actually ended up benching him. So, you know, he's got the starting experience. Jake Browning does not. His only real experience has been in college, which he was good in college, but he was, you know, mid 60% completion percentage in college. But his yards were per attempt were over 8 in college. And on Friday, he had 5.6 yards per attempt. And maybe it's because he was running for his life behind that line. But, you know, I really feel like they're both better than what we saw on Friday, just based on that. So.
And right, we wouldn't be this worried if QB1 was out practicing, but we're forced to look at the backups in this way. And you certainly need a good backup. But Jess and I got to see Joe doing squats. He was doing like the crouch, whatever.
Yeah,
I think
he was all the way down.
Just fine. He's going to be just fine.
Yeah.
I think it's a mind game at this point that we're just toying with the Browns.
Which I love.
Yeah,
like, that is like, this is why women should be in football. This is like a really clever, like, men can't think of it. Like, this has got like just female energy. Like, we're going to toy with you. We're going to outsmart you. And then we're just going to annihilate you. And I love it. This is like something I'd cook up at home.
All right, Bridget, I love it. But yeah, but I will say the defense looked really good on Friday. Yeah. I mean, Jason Anderson, hello. 2 picks, 1 for a touchdown. That was incredible. And seeing everything he went through last year, having to be on the IL all year, not even getting to practice really. And so I really feel like he is going to be great this year. I think Dax is going to be great. He had some good plays. O-line obviously was not great, but again, none of the quote unquote starters out there. So I think the fact that Jonah was in sweats on the sideline seems to me that he is the lock at starting right tackle, which is, we all kind of knew that. I think maybe some people thought there was a little competition there between Jackson and Carmen, but I think that's finally been put to bed. So, Cap brought up a good point that he thought that we needed to see some of the starters kind of gel in a real life game based on Cordell Volson's comments to us last year, because we got to go play video games with the rookies as part of one of the things that we won from the Free Store Food Bank. And Cordell Volson, that was one thing that he really said, was that gelling and communication are the most important things on offensive line. And we've heard it a million times from a million different people, but do they need those in-game reps? Is practice going to be good enough for them? I know last year, none of them played in any of the preseason games. And I think a lot of people were kind of surprised by that. I think some of it was injury related, but none of our starting guys really, except for Volson, who ended up starting, played preseason last year. So, I don't know. That's one of those things where I feel like I just kind of have to trust in Zac Taylor and trust in Frank Pollock and kind of let them decide who plays in the preseason games. So,
well, I think you guys talked about it last week. Like, O-line depth is just really hard. Getting a good O-lineman in the NFL is incredibly difficult. And I'm not sure what I would do other than toying with other teams and being slightly manipulative. In terms of actual coaching, do you put your best guys out there knowing one of them could get hurt? I mean, that is a tough position to play, and then have to be already into your depth chart. I don't know. That's a really hard decision to make.
I think so too. And I think it's interesting that Zac kind of did this last year. And I think a lot of people last year thought it was real kind of controversial when you see the Chiefs trotting out Patrick Mahomes in preseason game 1 and things like that. I think that there's definitely some controversy there and there's some differing opinions there. But I, for one, am all about health. And if we sacrifice a tiny bit of gelling and communication at the beginning of the season for overall health, I'm okay with that. But like you said, Bridget, I agree. It's really hard to get depth at the line. Chris Bob is here. He says, WHODEY, I hope our starting 5 get at least one series to get some playtime together. I think not playing them at all hurt us. Yeah, and there's certainly an argument for that. I'm not disagreeing with you at all. Tyler's here. He says, hey, friends, WHODEY, Tyler. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. We appreciate you. We stole your other co-host. Stealing them all.
We could have put a wig on Tyler and had him join too.
I know. Well, we did that once with Cap when none of the other girls could join me 2 years ago.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, called him Captina. It was great. It's a great time. Yeah, I don't know. It's so hard, but I think, I don't know that I can't say that it really hurt us last year. And again, I feel like there were some injuries that I was forgetting about last year that was a bigger reason why maybe they didn't all play together last year preseason. But I don't know. Again, I think overall it worked out pretty well. But sorry, Bridget. No, I was saying the depth is hard to find, but I think that's one thing that we actually have this year is a little bit of depth. The way that they're moving guys around and things like that. Obviously, maybe not Jackson Carmen, but I think the way that they're moving around Max Sharping and Akeem Adeniji, I think can play damn near any position on the line. So I really feel like this year we're going into the year with better depth than we ever had at line. And I think that this is definitely the best offensive line in recent memory, as far as I'm concerned.
Carmen on that one play just looked like me in any group fitness class where everybody's running around and just
Have you guys seen that meme where it's the one lady's going the opposite way of everybody else the entire time?
I was like, oh, I'm sad for you, but I can relate. I've been there.
Oh my God, that's really funny. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough to keep defending this guy, honestly. He just keeps doing things that make it hard to defend him at this point. So I don't know. I think I heard one person say we should trade him, and I'm like, for what? I don't know. But I think he's better just to, be a backup if the worst case scenario happens. But
Yeah, I don't know what you.
I hope and pray and knock on wood that everybody just stays healthy this year. We shall see. Yeah, and I think, Jonah got some hate after his comments about, I forget what he said exactly. It basically resulted in him asking for a trade, but I don't think anybody's holding that against him. I think he's ready to play, and I think he's I don't think anybody ever doubted his ability or his professionalism. So I think all that's behind us. I feel like that's kind of water under the bridge at this point.
I think it's okay to have a guy that has a little bit of like emotion and fire, right? Like,
absolutely.
I'm not sure all the protocols between the front office and players, right? But the front office's job is to bring in the talent, and we've all been there at work, or like, he was a little hurt, said what he felt, and now I feel like this is the best case scenario. Showing up. He's playing his heart out. He's
learning a new position, which is really hard to do, which we've seen. Like Tristan Wirfs is not doing it very well, I've heard. And so I feel like the fact that other pros are struggling with this, and even Andrew Whitworth has come out and said, like, guys, you can't just switch positions on the line. Well, he's doing it, and he's doing it well. So Chris Bob says, did you think we'd get a player as good as BJ Hill for Billy Price? Front office somehow managed that magic. Oh, I don't want to slander Billy Price, but yeah, I'm very happy to have BJ Hill, and we'll talk about him later. But but I did. Okay, Greg, are you ready, Greg? This is your moment. We're going to talk about Iosivas. That's how you pronounce his name for anybody who's wondering. All of the Bengals. That's how you pronounce his name. Iosivas, and I know Greg maybe has a man crush on this guy, Yoshi, all the guys call him. So I think Greg maybe has a man crush on him. I kind of see why, honestly. He's kind of beautiful, and he has a beautiful girlfriend, somebody, significant other, who looks like a model. And he had an amazing almost touchdown catch, which I think if that had been a real game, I think they would have challenged it. I don't know that they would have won. I don't know that he controlled it all the way down, but it was an amazing catch. And I really feel like they were not throwing the ball down the field all that much. Again, possibly running for their lives. But that was the one play where I was like, yes, that's awesome. And he almost came down with it. I think he had both feet, and I think he just didn't control the ball all the way down. So yes, Greg, we all love Yoshi.
Yeah, I tweeted right after that, and I said, like, now just imagine Joe throwing to him. Like,
yes,
it is going to be so fun to watch him this year.
I know. I'm really excited. Super excited.
He needs to release his skincare regimen. That
I agree.
Man has the most perfect, even skin, and it's like glowing and dewy. It's like whatever you use, we all need to use.
I need some of that. He's probably just youth.
That's true.
I was gonna say he's a guy, so he probably uses bar soap.
Probably using a bar of
soap. The rest of his body for his
just
face.
Relying on
he looks
flawless genetics.
He looks
put
has,
together. He looks like he's got a skincare reg. I bet he does. I bet his girl's got him right.
He reminds me of Rufio from Hook.
Yes. We talked about that. I think, Bridget and I were talking at training camp about that. She mentioned that you said he looked like Rufio. I think he looks like the kid in Independence Day. The son of the crazy, so the old Independence Day from the 90s with Will Smith and Randy Quaid, Cousin Eddie. He plays the crazy crop duster guy who swears he was abducted by aliens. And then he's got these kids, and one of his sons, I swear it looks just like him. Maybe it's because I've seen that movie 100 million times. That was one of the movies when I was a kid that I watched over and over and over again. Anyway, he looks just like him. Look it up. I showed Bridget and Cap. They both agreed. So I don't even know that actor's name. I don't know that he was in anything else ever in his life, but he looks just like him. Somebody mentioned Dax Hill. Yeah, he had some really good plays too. So he's going to be exciting. This young secondary is going to be exciting to watch. I know a lot of people were nervous when they were, Will Wall, we will not go quietly into the night. The presidential speech at the end of Independence Day. Like probably two people know what we're talking about, and Bridget and Jerry are not among them.
It's been a while since I've seen it.
Wayne Downey says, starting late and watching from the beginning, I'm digging the new opening. Thanks, Wayne. It's going to keep getting better. It's a work in progress still. That was just, that's part of it. I still got to do the voiceover part, but Thank you very much. I'm glad you're here. Thanks for watching. And yeah, I think a lot of people were really worried about the secondary after we lost Von Bell. Still hurts, and Jesse Bates. So, I really feel like a lot of people were worried about that. But I think after seeing these guys on Friday, I think a lot more people are going to have faith in this young secondary. So I thought they did a great job. And Cheeto looks like he's coming back. Our guys are coming back. It's going to be great. So
if you're going to trust anybody to do anything with those safety ingredients, it's Lou Anarumo. I would be more worried if he had taken a head coaching gig this year and we had a new DC in there. I feel much less worried. I mean, he is the mad scientist. There's something incredibly magical about Lou. And I just feel like those guys also like really want to play for him and impress him. So I don't know. There's just so much chemistry between coach and players. I think it's going to be really exciting. I think we're going to have some like superstar moments in the secondary.
I agree. And it's funny that you say that, Bridget. I watched the entire Zac Taylor, Pat McAfee thing. Greg says, looking forward to trying a Sky Natto at Paycor. So if you missed Greg's tweet, the Sky Rosa is what we do at Great American Ballpark, where you take a cheese coney and put it on a slice of La Rosa's pizza and you like roll it all up and you eat it as this giant monstrosity, and it's delicious. And he's saying at Paycor, did I say Paycor? I meant Great American, whatever. I don't know what I said. But at Paycor, we're going to have Donato's and we're going to do a Skyline cheese coney on a slice of Donato's and eat it all together. And it's going to be awesome. And it's going to be called a Sky Natto. I love it. But I first read it as Sky NATO, which I kind of like. It's like Sharknado, but it's Donato's. It's Donato's. So it's got to be Sky Natto, right? Greg, you'll have to confirm the pronunciation with us, but I first read it as Sky NATO, and now I think it's Sky Natto because it's Donato's. But anyway, back to Lou. I was laughing because on the Pat McAfee interview with Zac Taylor joked that he was like calling all these teams that Lou was interviewing with and telling them that he sucked. He was like sabotaging him.
He's not a pleasure to work with, does not work well with others.
So I thought that was funny, but I agree, Bridget. That's a really great point. I think with these coordinators, with Frank and Lou, and all the guys coming back, I think that really bodes well for the new guys coming in. But Stranger4420 says, I remember Bell wasn't Bell until he got in Lou Dini's system, and all these young guys are better athletes. Might be true. Okay, let's talk about training camp, which means we're doing Whitney's game balls, even though Whitney's not here, because I really like this graphic and I want to show this graphic.
Hot!
I love how awkwardly long that is. Whitney, we miss you, and we can't wait to see you again. But let's talk about training camp, because the game was great, but there's been some interesting developments with training camp. I think Travion is definitely close to being back. I think the running backs battle is going to get even more complicated with Travion coming back. I think that the running back position, I think one of the most important things is the pass blocking, and I think he's probably the best pass blocker of all the backups. So I think that is going to probably solidify him in that number 2 spot. My personal opinion may or may not be a little bit biased, but but I just think he's so easy to root for. He's just such a nice guy. He's been on the team a long time. He's been so patient and kind, and he's just waiting for his opportunity. And I think it's really easy to root for a guy like that when the opportunities come their way. So I don't know. But I thought all the running backs
Travion has it. I think a lot of us want Travion to just have like that breakout number 2 season. Kind of like, I know Pirine wasn't perfect in the 2021 season, but like, remember we had those moments, and at least in the AFC Championship when I feel like Pirine turned the game around, changed the momentum, and I don't know, I think Travion could give us that.
I think so too. I 100% agree. And I loved Pirine, and I wish he would have stayed forever. But I think now that he's moved on, I think that it's Travion time, honestly.
Ooh, Cincy shirts. It's Travion time.
It's Travion time. Trademarked. Just trademarked it. You got to pay me, Cincy shirts. I'm kidding, Josh. You can do whatever you want. But no, I feel like Chris Evans had a great game, though. He really, if you look at his stats, he had a great game. Chase Brown is easy to root for. He's the guy with the really incredible story. So he's really awesome, and I love rooting for him too. And I think that they'll both definitely have a place on, the practice squad or as the third string. But I really feel like Travion is going to be that number 2 guy. So I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think it'll be Travion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I feel like obviously Joe Burrow is out, but I feel like the defense has been winning a lot at camp. And Trey Hendrickson may or may not have grabbed somebody's jersey. And it's funny because, again, I was watching the Zac Taylor interview with Pat McAfee, and he was talking about how he tries to keep it even with the drills that he does, because if he feels like the defense is winning a lot, he'll try to do one where the offense wins one just to try and keep morale high among all the guys. And I just thought that was a really interesting idea, that he's really trying to kind of keep things even among all the guys to make sure that everybody kind of walks off the field feeling like a winner. And I just think that he's just the most amazing leader ever. So I thought that was really cool.
He's also, doesn't he have like 4 children? I feel like that's got to be like work and home. Like, just 4 children. How do you keep 4 children? Like, yes, you win at Uno. No, you win at Uno. Like, it's got to be.
I happen to know that they have at least 2 nannies that I've met. So they may have more. I'm not real sure. But
4 is a lot. 4 is a lot.
Yeah. But okay, well, let's get into some conspiracy theories. Bridget, I forgot to tell you to make a tinfoil hat, or else the government can hear your thoughts. Just saying.
I'll try and keep my thoughts really all
right, just keep them shielded. Disclaimer: conspiracy theory segment is for fun only. We are not that crazy. But does anybody have any conspiracies? I had a hard time coming up with any this week. Jerry, do you have any for this week?
No, I think it would just go back to, I think that the offense not doing that great right now is just another way for us to throw everybody off of our scent of how good we're actually going to be. Because every time Coach is asked about Joe, he gives the same answer, almost with like a smirk. And
I love it. He's like trolling everyone.
Oh, yeah. I also feel like he probably doesn't have a good poker face, because I'm like, he's absolutely going to be playing. We all know this. But it's just like leaving that little bit of doubt. So I think.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I like it when he said, it's several weeks from when I said it's several weeks. And then people were like, they said it's still several weeks. Like, no, you were not listening. That's not what he said. He said it's several weeks from when I said several weeks, which is such a dad answer too. It's like going back to the whole dad thing. But yeah, I think that's absolutely true and hilarious. Well, my conspiracy theory, and please let us know in chat if you guys have any conspiracy theories, but my conspiracy theory is that Pat McAfee has been smoking weed with Pac-Man, and that's why he's so high on the Bengals.
I don't think that's a conspiracy. I think that's actually happening.
That's just facts.
But yeah. What if Pac-Man has a special strain of weed that makes everybody love the Bengals? I don't know.
Then he needs to start selling that. Take that to market. Maybe you could give it to that weird, or who's that, Nick, or what, the guy who is always down on the Bengals. He needs to sell it to that guy.
I wish people would stop giving him any attention, because that's all he says the most outlandish crap just because he knows that people are going to retweet it and talk about it and yell at him. And, how they say, any attention is good attention or whatever.
Yeah.
But
there's no such thing as bad press.
Just stop paying attention to him. He's terrible at his job.
I have to agree. Yeah. All right. Well, I don't have any other conspiracy theories. We did have a lot of them last week, to be fair. Yeah. Roz Incognito's here. He says, WHODEY. Sorry, I can't read Roz. But Rob Jigga from Twitter had a comment. Sorry, I had to miss you to work. Hope it was good and you ladies had fun. P.S. The Steelers. Thanks, Rob. We'll see you next time. We appreciate you. Crypt likes your earrings, Jerry. They're so WHODEY. They are so WHODEY. Those are cute. Ross says, got to watch Pac-Man box at the Rough and Rowdy by Barstool. Oh, I didn't even know about that. I didn't know that was a thing. I'll have to look that up. Thanks, Ross. Thanks for letting us know about that. Okay, well, no more conspiracy theories. All right.
We're just towing the line right now. Towing the line. Part of the man.
Okay, I think it's time for We Need to Talk. That one's my favorite. All right, We Need to Talk is brought to you by Brimminghorn Meadery. Make sure you are checking them out for all of your mead needs, and code Tigress will get you 15% off 2 or more bottles of mead. So please do check them out. What do we need to talk about? I have a lot I need to talk about. So does anybody want to go first?
No, kick us off.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, well, I know I've already mentioned it 10 times already, but the Pat McAfee interview was really awesome. I hope everybody gets a chance to watch it. I've linked it in the description. It's about 45 minutes long, and I really, really enjoyed it. And I think I've probably said on this show before, I am not the biggest fan of Pat McAfee. I think he is very down on the Bengals a lot of the times. I swear to God, I don't even know if he had mentioned the stupid practice facility one more time. And of course, he took every opportunity to mention it in the interview. But there were some times where he was genuinely impressed. And I'm going to play you guys a clip because there was a time where Pac-Man was there too. And he was talking about some of the upgrades, which, by the way, I was really glad to see Pac-Man with his Bengals gear on and saying nice things about Zac and the team, because I think he's not always been that way. So I was glad to see that. And when he was talking about some of the upgrades, Pat Mac, you can see it on his face. He was like genuinely surprised. So I'm going to play this clip here. See if I can do this.
Bringing a culture that I think everybody fears now. The Cincinnati Bengals. Nobody wants to play the Bengals anymore.
I have to agree with that too.
You should be incredibly proud of that. And you got an indoor dome, huh? Yeah. We're using that. We're using
it.
You're using it?
We just did our walkthrough in there 10 minutes ago. It was great.
Soft? You feel like you're getting softer as a team, or you?
No, I don't. I sure don't. No, we got it last October. We use it about 3 days a week. It's been outstanding.
No, you guys, it'll make you soft. I heard the reason it'll make you soft. You know what happens?
You know what? I did play the opposite side of the coin for the 3 years leading up to having it. You know, we got to be outside. We're playing all of our games outside. The road to the Super Bowl is always outside in stadiums. And but now I've softened that stance a little bit over the last year.
It seems like a lot of stuff done got better over there. I had a chance to run through the building the other day with the recovery room, the new glasses, all of the shit that y'all put in the back. Mr. Brown putting a lot of money in there.
Yeah, the cryo, the red light therapy, the float tank, all that stuff. Red light. All that stuff's getting in place right now. So you guys are enjoying it.
Yeah.
It's real.
Really?
Spending money.
Hey, let's go. Hey, that's good news.
He's genuinely surprised.
I know you love that because your players love that, which makes your life easier so you don't have to deal with people bitching. That's awesome. Yeah. Congratulations to everybody over there. Good luck at practice. Good luck the rest of the way, and we hope to chat with you again soon.
Awesome. Yeah. Appreciate it, fellas.
I wish anyone was that impressed when I spent money. Like, I need to figure out how to like flex this like Mike Brown thing. So when oh my God, you spent money? That's great.
Oh my God, look at your shoes.
Yeah. Instead of
it's good for the economy.
Yeah, exactly. All the red light therapy for everyone.
But see, I love Pat because, you know, you guys know that I'm a wrestling fan too, and he's done some really great things on WWE. Yeah. And I don't want to say give him a pass, but when he was playing, you know, we did have quite the reputation, and some of it was true back then about like our facilities were not the best and certain things we didn't want to spend money on, and that now we are. And at least he's able to see that now and knows that like we're heading in the right direction.
Well, we'll see if he lets it go, because I feel like he would not let it go. But
see, that's also part of the wrestling thing is he just like sticks to like one shtick. In that like indoor dome, it was like his thing. Every time he talked about the Bengals, like that was his go-to because that was his thing. And he still wants it to be called the Pat McAfee Bengals practice dome.
Whatever.
If he'll sponsor it and we can use that money to pay Joe, by all means.
Exactly.
The Pat McAfee dome it is.
But I did really love how he seems to understand and appreciate what Zac Taylor means to the city of Cincinnati because he did. I want to play one more clip for you guys. And these were both from his Twitter. You can find him there. And like I said, the full episode is linked in the description. But I really liked where he was talking about the game balls.
Yeah.
Because honestly,
best picture ever.
When I saw it happen, it made me feel like it was like what people describe as the old days. You know what I mean? Like back in the day, it is thought that the celebrations in the cities after like football games or something good happened, everybody somehow at the same place, everybody sharing the same moment with the same vibes. So whenever you were on a microphone, I think at this place saying, hey, this game ball is for all of you. I'm like, how did they pick that bar? Is that where Zach gets boozed up at?
Yeah.
Is that where he's a regular? And also, how did this become a thing? I think everybody should have this. I'm sure Cincinnati loves everything about this out of you.
We do, yes.
Well, the first bar I gave it to, Mount Lookout Tavern, is right by my house. So I drive by it twice a day on the way to work, on the way home. Always see people in there. Always kind of envious of, hey, on a Thursday night, Sunday night, that's what they get to do.
They got Baller Wells.
Damn.
Yeah, I don't know what they got in there, but anyway, as we're walking off the field to beat the Raiders for that first playoff win in however many years, I'm immediately trying to get the ball and get someone to write the score on the ball and send it into that place. So we've had a fun experience doing it. It's pretty random how we choose them. The real challenge is after away games, when we get back at midnight, calling the bars to see if they're going to be open, while also not trying to give away what we're doing, because I like it to be a surprise and you walk in and nobody knows where you're coming. So I've been hung up on many times trying to call a bar to make sure they stay open, and they keep hanging up on me at midnight. So there's been a couple missed opportunities by a couple places here in town.
Well, they need to, hey, listen, Ohio, okay, in the Cincinnati area, let's stay on our P's and Q's. Okay, we need to celebrate this. No, that's old school, Zach. That's old. That's not like, that doesn't feel like a 2023 thing at all. Your whole team feels old school. Like Joey feels like an old school guy. The way Lou Anarumo, and I mean, you
take care.
You got like an old school college feel over there. Do you guys sense that? Do you sense that in the building?
I do.
Yeah,
I do. Yeah, I really do. I mean, these guys are. They want physical practices. We also do a great job, I think, taking care of them during training camp, so they're fresh throughout the year. But they got that mentality, and it's. I can probably list 20 guys, that I think are big time leaders on this team, and. So again, I think these guys are built to the right stuff, and that's why we've had the success that we've had.
Yeah, I love that.
I need the season to start tomorrow.
I know, right? I want to run through a wall after that. But I love that he brought that up several times. And I feel like the whole old school feel, college feel, he brought that up several times. And it's funny because I remember Joseph Osai talking to Dan Horde about how he feels like this team loves each other like a college team loves each other. And that's, I guess, pretty rare in professional football, is to have a team that's that close knit like a college team. And so I feel like that can only mean good things, I think, honestly. I think those are all really good qualities. So I loved every second of that interview. I encourage everybody to watch the entire thing.
I think there's something about the beauty of this being like a smaller market team, right? Is that Cincinnati, which is not in New York, it's not in LA, thank God. We love this team. Like, I know people love their teams, and like I know Pats fans love the Patriots, but there is something really magical about like this city's area, and it's just like so right fit at the right time. Like I mean, 100%. The fans feel like family, and this game ball thing is just, I remember when I got to see my first one at the precinct, not that I was there when they brought it, but just seeing it in the case on the second floor bar, like it really does feel like they're giving a piece of their like excitement and success to the city so that we can like be in on it. And that's just really, really cool to be a part of.
100%. And that was another thing Zach said, is that he feels like Cincinnati is a big, small town where we're all, everybody knows everybody. So, I agree. It's a great place. I love it.
Feel good. I do, Jerry. I agree. It needs to start tomorrow. Yeah. At least there's a game tomorrow.
There is a game tomorrow. I mean, it's the best I can do. We have preseason game in Atlanta tomorrow.
Like, where else do you have your head coach going outside where everybody's waiting for, the practice, going outside and, like, basically giving, like, a pep rally to everybody that's out there?
Yeah.
Like, standing just right next to people with a microphone. Like, you don't see that in, like, we've been called such a small market, like, in the worst way, that we're using it to our advantage now.
Flip the script. Yeah, exactly. I'm glad you brought that up, Jerry, because that was another thing I wanted to talk about was the whole Skyline tailgate thing, which I thought was an amazing idea. They have several practices that are for season ticket members only. You have to have a ticket to it. You get to pick one, all that stuff. So we picked the Skyline tailgate one because obviously Skyline's there. I want to be there. So we picked the Skyline tailgate one. And yeah, that's exactly what he did, Jerry. You all saw the video. He came out, stood on a little platform by the Skyline tent, and they had three little speakers set up there, and he gave him a microphone, and he just went to town, and it was great, and we love it. And also, I don't know, I've never obviously seen any other team's training camps, but Zac Taylor talks to all the little kids that are lined up in the family tent and in the VIP tent. He goes and he signs autographs for all the little kids that are there. So I don't know any other head coach that's doing that. So, but one thing I forgot to say about the whole cheap thing, the whole cheap narrative. Zac Taylor, I don't know that a lot of people remember this or realize this, but when Zac Taylor first got to Cincinnati, he got the team to spend over $1 million in office upgrades. So he upgraded the just like the offices and the layout of things, and they spent $1 million on that back when he first got here. So I feel like he's a big part. Yes, we love Caroline and Elizabeth. We give them all the credit in the world. We love everything about this organization from top to bottom. But I think Zac is a big reason why this organization is spending money that they are. Just my thoughts, since they've been doing it from day one with him.
He's so likable.
He is.
And he still gets pissed off at the refs like the rest of us and is like sitting there like,
I love it so much. It's my favorite thing.
I mean, over here.
Even in preseason, he was out there screaming and hollering. I loved it. Did you see it on TV? Did they show it on TV?
Oh, yeah. Good.
Mm-hmm. Good. I love it.
Well, I like angry and petty Zac Taylor because it's such a nice juxtaposition where he feels so like kind and wholesome and like,
he is. He's all of us.
But I loved the juxtaposition of him on Pat McAfee with Pat and Adam just like F this, whatever. And Zach's just like, he's just like, okay, this is like when I'm like, I'm the guy you take home to mom. Like, so that was just fun because I'm like, I wish there was a deleted scenes version where Zach's like, yeah, we effing spent the money, and then like the made for TV
Zac Taylor After Dark.
Yes, exactly.
I would pay big money for that because he's got some funny stories that he could tell.
I love it.
That'd be great. Okay, what else? Oh, social media. Hello. They are still killing it. We have another episode of Tiny Microphone Giant Human is what I'm calling that segment with Orlando Brown Jr. Getting everyone to pronounce Yoshi's name correctly, which I thought was hilarious because nobody could. And I was very surprised by that. I think one person said his name right and nobody else could say his name right.
I kept wondering if T. Higgins was confusing him with Asi when he was like Yoshi. I was like, does he think that's Asi?
I didn't even think of that. You're probably right.
I feel like we're seeing a lot more of T's personality this season, by the way.
I think so too. I love it.
Like his whole thing where he's basically like shaming Joe for liking pineapple on pizza, which I am a pineapple on pizza believer.
So is Cap. I don't understand.
You like it,
fantastic. I love it. But I don't like ham on it. I don't like ham on it. I like pepperoni and pineapple.
Fruit should
be
cold.
I will also put some ranch on there because I'm a
Oh no,
psychopath.
I love ranch. Don't get me wrong. I'll put ranch on pizza all day long. But I just
ranch with the pineapple.
No, there's something about warm pineapple I just can't get behind. I bet
See,
if
I
ate
like
it
grilled
cold,
pineapple.
Oh no,
So
no.
But yeah, when he was shaming him, I was cracking up the whole time because for one, I kind of felt like he was shaming me. Oh. But
he was. He was like, Jer Bear, yeah, so this is for you too.
This is for you too, Jerry.
He's always smiling, and he just like straight faced was like, dude, come on.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I love T so much.
I do too. I love his face. Yeah. I love his smile. He's so precious. I love his jellyfish. He killed all his jellyfish, which I try not to think too much about. But the whole saga is really good. Chris Bob says, if pineapple is warm, it needs brown sugar on it. Okay. Talking pizza. I love pizza. Yeah. Well, big news today. Donato's is going to be in Paycor, and Joe Burrow likes pineapple on pizza, which was not big news, but yeah, the whole tweets thing. I loved that when they were reading each other's tweets. Yeah. Also, I thought it was hilarious that everybody immediately knew that the Aunt Annie's thing was Jordan Battle. Like, does he just talk about Aunt Annie constantly to people? Like, he must just like be preaching the gospel of the pretzel to everyone on his team because everyone was like, Jordan Battle. Like, everybody knew it immediately. I thought that was so funny. Like, they're having some conversations about mall pretzels in that locker room for sure.
That had to have been an inside joke because somebody had to have heard him do that and like strategically searched for a tweet of him tweeting something about that.
You're probably right. 100%.
Maybe he's like a Sbarro, like Oriental Express, like mall pretzel guy. Maybe he just likes himself like a cheap meal.
Maybe
it's Annie Ann's and Cinnabon is what you always have to get.
But honestly, though, he's not wrong. Like, Annie Ann's is life changing.
It's a good pretzel.
So good thing you've ever eaten in your life. And I think I was talking about this with Christina. She said she watched something on some food show where they talk about how they put it in like this secret proprietary whatever liquid thing before they bake it, and that's what makes it so good. And I was like, it's got to have some illegal substances in it, I think, because it's so addicting.
They become the official pretzel of the Cincinnati Bengals.
We need to work on that. We need
that would be.
We need maybe Jordan Battle can lead that.
Do you know how many pretzels they would sell? Like, they sell those. The pretzels at the stadium are not good. Like,
no, they're salty. That's about it, and you can get cheese with it. That's the only thing that's going for it.
And it's not a Paycor thing. It's most stadium pretzels are terrible. So
they're the same everywhere. The exact same pretzel.
Yeah.
This is going to be his like after football thing, is he's going to own a ton of franchises of Annie and pretzels.
I hope they're at stadiums. Like, that's genius. And
bring them to the stadium. Keep them in the mall.
Even better, street vendors outside of the stadium. So as we're walking out after the game, we can just get them.
Even better. I love all of this. These are all no bad ideas. These are all great ideas. But then today we got to see everybody dogging on BJ. Nobody wants to sit on the plane with him. And
that man shaved his head bald for Jermaine Pratt, and no one will sit next to him.
But they didn't want to sit next to Jermaine Pratt either. Oh.
I think BJ seems so sweet and so likable. I don't know. I was shocked by that. I was like, he's so sweet.
I think he's probably just a chatterbox. I think they probably just said that because they don't want to talk to him, which also is not as sad. Like, I will sit next to BJ Hill on a plane. I will talk to him. He can take up the whole seat. He can have the armrest. I will talk to him the whole time. That's not cool, guys, that you said that about BJ.
Maybe, like, for the red flag, green flag, maybe he takes off his shoes and doesn't wear socks, because I think that's a pretty universal red flag. I'm sorry if you take off your shoes and you're not wearing socks.
Yeah.
And you're offended, but that's weird.
I always take off my shoes, but I always wear socks.
Yeah. I'm not opposed to the taking off of shoes if you've got like a slipper, a sock. Yeah. But barefoot on a plane,
Have you seen the people that will put their bare feet like in the row in front of them?
Yeah.
Yes.
like, I'm sorry, but one of us are going to end up in jail if that happens to me. Like, absolutely not. You're going to lose some toes, and I'm going to be in jail.
Oh my God, Jerry. You're going to cut somebody's toes off?
If you're on a plane and somebody's foot is like right here, people will do that.
Okay. We've got some theories in chat why people didn't want to sit next to BJ. Somebody said they said that he talks a lot, which I think I did hear that comment. And then somebody else thinks he farts a lot. I don't know.
Don't you kind of feel like after a game, they probably all do. Like, there's a lot of big men. Yeah, I feel it's a plane full of dudes. Like, it probably smells like Funyuns and farts. Like, that's it.
And they've all just played like a very long game of football. And I know they shower, but like they get like 10 minutes or something to shower.
Oh, that's not a good smelling plane.
But I love everything the social media team is doing. They are amazing, and I'm loving the content.
Sounds like Archer's a fan too.
Oh. He can be in the show if he needs to be.
Archer, do you need mommy? Okay, come here.
Aw.
Archer sighting.
Yeah, my teeth hurt.
Hold on, buddy.
My teeth hurt. Sorry, Joe. Hi, Archer. It's okay.
Looky there.
Archer. Your teeth hurt.
Hi, Archer.
Hi, Archer.
He's just like, it's time for bed, and you're not there.
Come for the Bengals, stay for the babies. Okay, what else? Oh, Taste of the Bengals still has tickets available. I think they may even have some VIP tickets available. So are they sold out now? Okay, well, general admission
I'm so jealous of you guys.
A lot of fun. You need to come up for it, Jerry. I'm telling you, you need to fly up for it. General admission is still a lot of fun. It's still all you can eat and all you can drink, I'm pretty sure. It's so good. And all the Cincinnati restaurants are there.
Yeah,
and they have
amazing.
You just walk around and they just give you tiny plates of food, and it's incredible. And you just go from one to the next, and then you just go to your favorite one 10 times if you want to. Like, I may have gone to the E&O one 4 or 5 times last year because they had the Brussels sprout, kale and Brussels sprout salad, and I am obsessed with that. So I may have eaten an entire salad when as many trips as I make there. But it's a really awesome event.
Amazing salad.
It's so good.
I still dream about that salad. I cannot wait to get that when I come back in a few weeks.
We get it every time we go there. We go there a lot. But so anyway, it's a great event. It's a great cause, Free Store Food Bank. So make sure you guys, if you're going to be in town, make sure you're hitting that up. It's a lot of fun. And then the biggest news of all, Joe Mixon, not guilty. Love to see it. Love to see it. Some people had no doubts. Some people had a lot of doubts, but it's okay. I'm proud of Joe Mixon, and I am hoping that we can just move on and he could just let his play speak for itself. So,
and this, I would put this up as a potential conspiracy theory. If the league does indeed try to punish him after that and the rule change, I mean, with an acquittal, there's really no evidence that he did what he was accused of. It sounds like there's still a potential he could be suspended for a set number of games based on the league's new conduct policy, which is interesting because I'm like, anytime there are things with the Bengals, the league seems to like to create new rules. And so if they do indeed actually decide to discipline him, I think there's something very, very weak going on.
Yeah.
I guess we'll see. All right, Miss Jerry, do you have a prediction for us for Atlanta? I'm gonna play your graphic anyway.
So I think that the offensive line is actually going to play a little bit better than last time because, let's be honest, I don't think it could get much worse. Yeah. I don't know. I haven't heard if they're going to play any starters. If they do, I think they're going to wait until the last game of the season and maybe play like one series. But I'm just excited to, watch some of our rookies and some of the guys that are still going to try to make the team just to see how they do. The preseason it's the preseason. So I'm excited to see what the guys are going to do. But if they don't win, it's, again, reminder that it's the preseason and not to freak out because most of these guys are not even the starters. But even, some of our second string guys, I think, are better than some of the first string guys on some teams.
Absolutely. That's a really great point. I think we have a lot of talent on this team. And honestly, I love preseason. I think it's so fun. I got some flack for saying that last week, but preseason honestly is one of my favorite times of year because there's no pressure. It doesn't matter if you win or lose. Everybody just goes out there and tries their best. And some guys have an opportunity to make a team. And I just think that that's so beautiful. I just love it. I love everything about preseason. The weather's still really warm and it's great.
It is nice to watch the game and not be freaking out.
Yeah, there's no pressure.
I'm still yelling at the screen and the refs, but
I was yelling at the refs.
Getting a couple L's in the preseason. I feel like you cracked that nut a little bit. And what do you want to be? The Ravens winning 24 straight preseason
Yeah, what has that gotten them?
And like how
Great
many
job, guys.
the Super Bowl? Like I lose them all if I can have my postseason run. I don't give a beat about the preseason wins.
Joe Burr says, I heard the defensive starters are starting. Okay.
Oh, nice.
We shall see. Okay, let's do an injury report, even though Kayla is not with us tonight. I lied. That one might be my favorite. They're all my favorite. Okay, injury report. Not much has changed from last week. Joe Burrow seems to be looking good. Like we talked about, Charlie Jones still dealing with the shoulder. I've heard new reports that it might be his labrum. So hoping for the best on that. But he was out there playing, but he did look a little uncomfy. Travion Williams is returning soon with his ankle sprain. Joe Bashi went out of the game on Friday, but he's going to be back. And I think Cheeto's getting close too, from what I've heard. So all good signs, all good things to have because there's already been some bad injuries around the league already. So I'm glad that we've not been among them. Knock on wood again, knocking on all the wood without making my dogs bark. Prescott says, can't wait to watch the game tomorrow on NFL Network. WHODEY, Prescott. Okay, well, let's see. Arts and crafts time. I forgot to put my bracelet on. I don't have my bracelet on, but make sure you check out Sara Sella. She is using code WHODEY for 15% off Bengals themed jewelry. Of course, we already mentioned Brimminghorn Meadery for 15% off 2 or more bottles of mead with code Tigress. Code Tigress still works on Cincy shirts also, as far as we know. And what else? Oh, make sure you guys are checking out Fans of Cincy if you are planning to travel to any away games. The Cincy Hat, obviously. I got my orange one on tonight. We love it. Do you guys have anything you want to talk about? Oh, I forgot my shoes. Dang it. Bridget and I got new shoes today.
Oh my God, they're so good.
They're so cute. I love them.
Oh, I saw the picture of the orange ones that you just got, Jess.
Yes. Yeah. Bridget got the same ones.
They're super cute.
They're so cute. I think my intern is running to fetch them for me right now. But I love how the orange part, the suede, it like is crackled. So it's like suede in parts and like patent in parts. And so it looks like got this crackly look to it. Oh my gosh. They
did like the golden goose. It's like the kind of perfectly worn and it looks so good.
Yeah. So it's got like this like almost like pebbling look on it. And this is not white. It's like a bone or a stone color kind of. And it's they're just so cute. I just love them so much. So these are my new dunks.
Super cute.
Yeah.
I almost brought down the orange and black scarf I've been knitting for months. And now before this season. Yeah. I stress knit.
I love that. I love knitting. I knit a lot too. I like making hats on a loom because you don't have to count anything or keep track of anything. You just keep going. So anyway, these are, I don't know if they still have these retail, but I got these retail on Nike, so they might still be available. Nice. What else? That's about all I got. Wow, we just hit the 1 hour mark. Dang. Doing good on time tonight, guys.
So since I went and saw Taylor Swift, and Taylor Swift had these ankle boots that were rhinestoned with orange rhinestones. I wanted, like, not the ankle boots, but I wanted cowboy boots with orange rhinestones. Cannot find them anywhere. And I'm like, you could probably make them. But I know my ADHD. I know how it works. I get excited about things. I buy everything for it. And 10 minutes in, I start crying because I've made a terrible mistake. Have I learned my lesson? No. Did I buy everything today to rhinestone these boots? I did.
Oh my gosh, that's
Is
funny.
it going to end up completed? We will find out.
What kind of rhinestones did you get? Do you have a hot fix machine, or are you going to glue them on?
So since they're going to go on like faux leather, they said not to use like a hot anything because it'll melt.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's said to use like B7000 or something. I don't know. I also don't craft. Like, I don't know what I am doing at all. Am I going to do it? Yes.
I have a hot fix rhinestone machine that I've done stuff with before, but you know who you should reach out to? You should reach out to some of those girls on Instagram that are making these things. They're really nice. I bet they would help you. I have a couple accounts I will send to you because I've talked to some of them and they're all very nice. There's one that's called like 12 Cuts, and she actually made a post and she was like, if anybody wants to talk about vinyl, if anybody has any questions, just send me a DM. I'm happy to, I don't know everything, but I'm happy to talk with you about stuff. So you never know. You might be able to find some people on there that can kind of help guide you if you run into problems. But
yeah, I've been Googling. So, and I feel like if I put it on here, I will be bullied into making.
Yes, you said it on here. That means you have to do it. That means, you're not going to get
by the end of the season, it'll be done.
You're not going to do the ADD thing where you finish one and then the other one sits in your closet forever, because that's what I would probably do. I'm
going to get one finished finally, and then again just start crying.
You'll have one sparkly boot, one regular boot.
Are they white?
So they're white, but I bought like orange paint to paint them.
Oh, I was gonna say if one's orange and one's white, like,
because I can't find orange like boots anywhere, like orange cowboy boots. So
yeah.
So we will see.
You're brave. All right.
If they turn out, nobody asked me to make them for them, because that won't be
for $1,000. I'll make it.
Exactly. $1 million.
$1 million. Oh, all right. Well, thank you, ladies, both so much for joining us. Kayla and Whitney couldn't be here, unfortunately, but I'm so glad Bridget could join us. And thank you, Jerry, for being here. And thank you, everybody in the chat. Thanks, everybody who joined us live. Thanks, everybody watching after the fact and listening. We appreciate you all. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, and we will see you guys next week. WHODEY, everybody.
WHODEY.